Well, it's the end of March 2023. This video is to show how we have set up our Harvst watering system to look after our greenhouse and our raised bed, and also an area between the greenhouse and the garage. So a quick walk around. So this is an elite greenhouse. We've had it under 2 years. There's a concrete raised bed. We won't talk a whole lot about that today, but we were concerned about any of the preservatives in a tannalized timber raised bed. So from the start here, right, the water comes from this big IBC. We've got a 1,000 litre IBC with a rainwater diverter. There's a stainless steel mesh in the diverter to keep any mess from coming out. There's a pipe that goes around from the IBC into the side of the greenhouse, and then we've got mains power coming in. We've got 14 solar panels on the house, so we take the power from the solar panels, feed it into the grid, and then take the power from there, from the mains, right into the greenhouse. And on the back wall of the greenhouse here, we've got the 4 seasons controller, standard 4 seasons controller from Harvst, working very well. I had it installed for about 4 weeks now. And the power comes from the power supply you can see on the side, and from the power on the outside of the garage. So connections here, so power into the power unit, into the side of the controller in the normal way. The other input we've got is the temperature sensor, which is under the staging here to keep it out of the sunshine. So here's a little temperature sensor that's working very well. And the outputs from here are, this is the valve control, which you see in here. So there's a 2-way valve under there, which has 2 outputs, which we'll come to in a second. And the other output you see here is this pump output, so the standard pump output. And you see there's other stuff going on here. We won't cover that in this video, we'll come to that in a separate video. But it's a pump cable here, goes in under there, and then you can see there's the pump, which powers the system. So water comes in through that pipe, through the filter, out through here, up to the valve, and then we've got 2 outputs here. One which goes to that black plastic pipe. There's 2 you can see now, but they'll diverge in a second, right? So one goes up here, across the top of the greenhouse, down the other side, and that's end of March, it's very early days, right? So there's very little growing in this greenhouse at the moment. But what there is growing on here, so we've got, these are the drippers which come off that pipe, and those go to 4 pots. So what we've got growing here, we've got growing in here on the right hand side, there's a vine which has been going for many years, and that's coming to leaf now. And then I was trying to rescue some peppers to try to overwinter them. That's not going to happen. But what it does prove is that those drippers are actually working, and I can prove they're actually working. So on the self-test here, I'll press this little button, wait for 1 beep, right, come back to here, and it all bursts into life. Now because we've only got 6 drippers running from here, it's giving me the alert that's saying that I'm running low on water. It's just the pressure of the system that's giving that alert. Okay, so there we go. So that is that zone. That's the zone 1 coming through that first pipe. Now the second zone, right, so back to the little valve here, and you're here. So this runs for 30 seconds. So the pump switches off when it gets up to pressure, and then comes back on again as the water drips out the drippers. Right, so the second pipe here comes up to that higher pipe. On here you will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sprayers. So there's a bit more activity going on here. So this is our staging section here. Right, so the staging shelf. We planted these seeds about 10 days ago. So in here we've got Greek basil, we've got Greek oregano, we've got rocket, we've got courgettes. Courgettes are coming up. Chamomile. So a whole load of stuff we're growing in these little staging pots. A few more vines on here, and then I think they're growing fast as always do, right? So we've got the sunflowers here. So they're doing well. So this is the second zone. This is zone 2. What I'll do now, I'll press this button. So you press this, hold this, get 2 beeps, it's zone 2, and then I'll quickly run out of the greenhouse before the sprayers work, and hopefully get out before it all gets very wet. So here we go. Right, so that's my 2 beeps. So I've got a few seconds to get out. Right, and now you should be able to see the sprayers coming on. So, and they've been doing a fantastic job, better than I could do by hand, of watering the little pots. They come on, the sprayers come on 8 AM and 5 PM, and I've set it up so if the temperature in the greenhouse gets above 25 degrees, then they spray again. And above 25 degrees for an hour they spray again. That's been doing a great job on the hotter days of keeping these little flavouring plants really safe and well. Anyway, that's the end of this video. There'll be a second video which explains how zones 3 and 4 are connected up.